The purpose of this film is to draw together the main points made in this Talk Concepts series and place them in the context of different theories of truth. The theories of truth outlined can really be categorized, I think, in terms of the two main approaches, foundationalism and coherentism, and therefore the points made in this film are really a development of those I made in the perspectives and interpretation video. Finally, these points are also very much linked to the knowledge framework and of course Plato's tripartite theory. To be fair, this is the most theoretical and technical theme in this series of videos, offering students ideas with which they may respond to knowledge questions. The most important being, what do we know in terms of what qualities can we ascribe to knowledge? Maybe is it universal or temporary? And also, how do we know it? In particular, how can we justify our truth claims? Before getting into the weeds with regard to the different theories of truth, I think it's important to remind students that truth has different significance for the different areas of knowledge. One way to do this is to present them with a range of propositions from the different domains and ask them to rank these in terms of certainty. Then you can remind students of the different types of certainty there are, in particular logical or philosophical certainty linked to necessary truths, and psychological certainty may be linked to contingent truths. This also then links to the differences in terms of objectivity and subjectivity. As I mentioned in the introduction, the different theories of truth can be categorized in terms of either foundationalism or coherentism. Strongly associated with rationalism, foundationalism is the idea that we can justify with logic or pure reason certain claims of the world around us. These claims or certainties therefore provide a solid foundation upon which we can build our body of knowledge. The reason why rationalists think this is possible is because they believe in the existence of the synthetic a priori, these claims being certain since they are not subject to the problems of illusion or induction. Examples of these foundational beliefs include the existence of God and the existence of myself. Mathematics and knowledge claims within it are also 100% logically and philosophically certain, these being a priori analytic propositions. However, the question here regards the relationship of these analytic propositions to the world around us. The major problem for foundationalism is if it can be shown that these foundational certainties are in fact false or not possible to be shown as logically certain, then the whole system of knowledge begins to look very vulnerable. Coherentism, on the other hand, accepts that there are no absolute certain truths beyond pure ideas or beyond mathematics. Therefore, all knowledge claims that we have about the world are less than certain. However, these knowledge claims exist in a mutually supporting or a coherent set of beliefs. Therefore, the strength of each individual knowledge claim derives from its existence within this network of beliefs. For example, according to correspondence theory, the sky is blue is validated by the fact that that's how the sky appears to us. Moreover, science explains the blueness of the sky according to the scattering of electromagnetic radiation. This really is an example of coherence. However, at a philosophical level, we may doubt the blueness of the sky owing to the problem of illusions and the idea of different perspectives. In other words, we cannot be 100% sure that how the world appears to us is the same as how the world really is. This understanding of knowledge links to the themes of paradigms and the influence that values and culture have over knowledge. This is really the essence of relativism, which ultimately leads back to the skeptical argument that absolute truth or certain knowledge about the world is impossible. Classic examples of paradigms come from the natural sciences, the difference between Newtonian, Einstein's physics, as well as quantum physics. From the human sciences and economics, we could refer to the differences of Keynesian economics compared to modern day monetarism. And then in ethics, different normative theories can really derive from different paradigms in terms of human behavior. Are we motivated by self-interest or instead by what is rational? The following three theories are really variations on coherentism. I'll summarise them very briefly here, but if you require more information, you'll find that in the visuals. Correspondence theory is the idea that knowledge must match to or cohere with reality, the world beyond our perception of it. Pragmatic theory is the claim that truth requires no more than the theory works in a practical or pragmatic sense, this being enough for knowledge. And thirdly, and having strong links to peer review in the sciences, as well as ethical relativism and social norms in ethics, consensus theory suggests that truth is simply what the majority agrees it to be. In the slides, I've also included specific problems associated with each of these theories. Suffice to say, despite them giving us a very good description of how knowledge works day to day and even for the different areas of knowledge, purists will still argue that none of these theories provides us with a satisfactory answer to the question, what is truth? To put it another way, if we refer back to Plato's tripartite theory of knowledge, none of these theories appears to include that true condition. Therefore, it seems that coherentism is suggesting that knowledge is nothing more than a justified belief. Pluralist and redundancy theories take an alternative approach that is essentially postmodern in outlook. Pluralism posits that there are multiple truths, which is essentially extreme relativism, and redundancy theories are really claiming that there is no truth at all, which is really the same as the skeptical conclusion. To finish by referring to the video game metaphor that I mentioned when discussing perspectives and interpretation. For me, the top course, at one level at least, is really about the constant struggle between absolutism and relativism, or in other words, knowledge and its nemesis, skepticism. And truth is really at the epicenter of this battle. The main points to take away from this film is that the different theories of truth can really be divided into two categories, foundationalist and coherentist, and that each seeks to defend truth against the skeptical challenge that knowledge is not possible. Although no one theory is conclusive or completely satisfactory, they all together provide insights into how knowledge functions in the different domains. Finally, any claim for truth is best made by implementing the top concepts through a knowledge framework.